It was a dark and stormy night when John decided to take a shortcut home. He had just finished his shift at the local diner and was exhausted. As he walked down the empty street, he noticed a figure in the distance. It was a man, standing perfectly still, staring at him. John couldn't make out the man's face, but he had a strange feeling that he was being watched. He quickened his pace and tried to shake off the feeling, but the figure followed him. John's heart raced as he turned around to see the man was now walking toward him. His face was still obscured by the shadows, but John could tell that he was tall and thin. The man approached him and spoke in a quiet voice. "Good evening, John. My name is David." John was surprised that this stranger knew his name. He asked him how he knew him, but David just smiled and said, "I know a lot of things." Feeling unnerved, John tried to walk away, but David continued to follow him. John walked faster, and so did David. He turned to confront him, but David was gone. John thought he had imagined it all until he heard a whisper in his ear, "I'll be watching you, John." The next few nights, John would catch glimpses of David out of the corner of his eye. He would hear his whispers in the darkness, taunting him and telling him things about himself that only he could know. John couldn't take it anymore and confided in his friend, Sarah. She told him about a legend in town called Quiet Stanley. Apparently, he was a man who had gone mad and had become obsessed with watching people from the shadows. He would follow them and whisper things in their ear. Some even said he would kidnap them and never let them go. John was terrified. He knew he had to do something before it was too late. He went to the police, but they didn't believe him. They thought he was just imagining things. One night, John decided to confront David once and for all. He waited in the alley where he had last seen him. Suddenly, he felt a cold hand on his shoulder. He turned around, and there was David, staring at him with his dark, empty eyes. "You shouldn't have come looking for me, John," David whispered. John tried to run, but David was too fast. He grabbed him and dragged him into the darkness. John screamed for help, but no one came. Days turned into weeks, and there was no sign of John. The police searched for him, but they never found him. Some say he's still out there, trapped in the darkness, listening to the whispers of Quiet Stanley.